guys, it's Jen, and I am back with another process video, just pulling things from my stash. And I thought today I would share with you how you can pull things from two different collections and make them work together. So I have this photo of my husband on his birthday, and so that I picked this photo because I have these stickers from the Maggie Holmes, what is it called? Celebrate. I keep wanting to call it the Celebrate collection. It's not called that. Confetti collection. And I got these stickers because I love them. They're just really cute and they're not super themey, but I thought I would create at least one themed layout with them so that I could use some of the happy birthday stuff and party things. And so today my inspiration is coming from the products. And so I already had this photo printed that I wanted to scrapbook anyway. So it was just kind of like a perfect marriage. But I'm going to, so these have a lot of pinks in them, but I'm going to pull out just different pieces from here that will work for a guy layout. And I'm mixing them together with these two papers from the We Are Memory Keepers Inked Rose collection. So these are kind of like more mannish or guy kind of colors. And then these are more girly, but I'm just going to show you today how you can marry the two. So that's what I'm going to be working on, and now I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward.
Okay, so I'm just starting with a piece of white cardstock, and I'm cutting it down, and it's going to be the home for the base of, like I wanted the polka dot to show, but I didn't want it to overtake anything, so I'm going to use a lot of white to kind of balance that. I'm going to be doing some mixed media on this white cardstock, so I'm just putting a layer of clear gesso on top of it. And I just keep that clear gesso in an old like hair styling like gel container.
Okay, so I've slowed down the video again for just a second because I wanted to show you a technique that I'm going to try. So I know I'm going to put my photo kind of in this bottom right hand corner, and I've just primed my paper with some clear gesso. And what I'm going to do is I have a bunch of Distress inks in various colors of blue and yellow, and I am going to create a background on my page. And the way I'm going to do that, so I'm going to just take the lids off of all of these. So I'm using tumbled glass, broken china, peacock feathers, evergreen bough, mustard seed, squeezed lemonade, and scattered straw. And this is just something fun I was playing around with the other night. I'm going to take it off of this paper here. And I'm just going to create a dot pattern so it kind of looks like confetti a little bit. And all I did was dip my finger in some water. So I just have like a cup of water. Actually, you don't dip your finger in first. So this is messy, just as a forewarning. But what I'm going to do is dip my finger in some Distress ink, then dip my finger in water, and then just kind of dab it all around. And as you keep going, you get this really nice effect. So I'm going to do all of the blues first so that I can like properly clean off my hand before I go to the yellows. But you kind of get the idea. I'm just dipping my finger in an ink color, dipping it in the water, and then dabbing it around. So I'm going to make it more concentrated in the center and then have them feather out kind of. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it back on fast forward and you can watch me do that.
So like I said, just dipping my finger, dabbing it around, and it doesn't look like much at first, but the more you put on, the better it looks. So I'm doing, like I said, all the blues first, and I'm letting it dry a little bit before I go back and do the yellows. While I'm just doing this here, I just wanted to let you guys know I am going on vacation, and so I will not be posting all of next week. I won't be posting. I usually post on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I have my Out of the Pocket series on Saturdays. And I just wanted to let you know that I will not have my videos up next week. I will still have my Out of the Pocket series because that's my most popular videos are those ones. And so I will have those videos up for you, but I will not be around for process videos during the rest of the week because we're going on a family vacation, which I desperately need. So Just kind of an FYI there. So I'm just putting the finishing touches on that, and I was just showing you my inky fingers. So like I said, it's a messy technique, but I really love the way it turned out. And it's just kind of fun and it's easy. Everyone has a finger, right? So, well, most people have a finger. And so now I'm just matting my photo with a little bit of that cardstock, and I decided to go through my scraps to find a little piece of yellow. So this scrap that I found is from the Wild and Free collection from Glitz. And by the way, is Glitz still around? I have not heard anything from Glitz. So I was just wondering if they kind of went under or what happened to them. But anyway, that yellow paper was from Glitz. And then this paper that I just pulled out is a Felicity Jane paper from one of my kits from last year, I believe. And I'm just making a little kind of layer of papers underneath the photo. And now I'm looking through these letter stickers to find a title, or, you know, I'm trying to see what I can use off of these the sticker sheets and the chipboard sheet that are not too pink, because this is the layout about my husband. And so I'm trying to think of what I could use. I really want to use that birthday chipboard ticket looking thing because it has the blue on it that matches so well, and it matches that We Are Memory Keepers paper that I mounted the photo with too. And so I really am trying to use that. So I'm trying to think of a title that I can incorporate that word into. So I end up making my title, It's Your Birthday, Let's Celebrate. I really like the way that 34 looks on top of the birthday chipboard, but I will end up changing that. And my husband turned 34 this year, and so that's what the 34 is. And I used one of the smaller numbers along with one of the bigger ones, and I just kind of layered them up so it looked intentional, and I really like the way that it looks. So I'm just committing to those layers on the photo and gluing them together, and now I'm going to kind of start working on my title. For right now, I'm kind of thinking that birthday is going to stay down there with the number 34. And now I'm trying to decide if there's a different color other than gray that I want for my background. And I went back and forth on a lot of different papers, but I end up ultimately going back to the polka dot. So I'm just looking through the Inked Rose collection from We Are Memory Keepers. It's really fun. It's really cute. And it's got a lot of pink in it, but it also has a lot of kind of neutrals and like blues and stuff too. It's a really gorgeous collection if you haven't checked it out. And so, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the gray. And I don't know where I went right now, but I have these other stickers off to the side that I'm going to see what will work with this, because I want to use as many of the birthday themed things as possible. So here's where I found that chipboard piece that says hello, and I thought Hello 34 was kind of a cute subtitle. And that little sticker is from both of those sticker sheets are the Maggie Holmes confetti line. I think I mentioned that before, but I like the way that little kind of flag or label shape fits underneath the hello with the glitter. I really like that. So now I'm using the letter stickers from that same sheet to figure out how I can make my title say, It's Your Birthday, Let's Celebrate. And I used the word it's and let's, which both have apostrophes, and that drives me crazy when you have these tile stickers, but I am going to end up drawing little lines for my apostrophes. I thought about using that hat that I just put back, that hat sticker. It just seemed a little kiddish for my husband, who's 34, which actually he acts like a kid sometimes, so it probably would have been fine, but I decided against it. I really like that tag, and I was thinking that my journaling might work on there nicely. And so now what I'm doing is kind of trying to create a little cluster to the bottom left of the layout now. And I'm just trying to fill up the gaps and the spaces to try to make it look like everything belongs. And I switched those stickers, that cream one and that tan one, so that the cream tag could rest on the tan label and the black little flag shape could rest on the cream label, if that made any sense at all. I'm using a little bit of score tape to glue this paper down, just in the middle, and then I'm going to use my regular adhesive around the outsides because it did warp a little bit from putting all that mixed media on it. I could have used a piece of watercolor paper because I cut it down like this, and maybe I should have, but I didn't. I'm just kind of rolling it out onto the paper because that helps flatten it. And you can see kind of how my layers turned out right there. And you can see a lot of my arms. Sorry for that. I was just pulling my sewing machine over. So I just have my sewing machine sitting against the wall at the edge of my desk here. And I just pulled it over to stitch around that white piece. And I'm just using, I keep white thread in my sewing machine. This is a sewing machine that I got in high school. And it's a Kenmore, and I didn't use it very often for sewing real things, but I've used it for scrapbooking for a long time now, and it's been great. So I'm sure it was cheap. I don't know. My parents gave it to me, and I wasn't super into sewing, so I'm sure they didn't get me anything too expensive. Kenmore, I mean, it's not. Anyway, I'm just saying you could find yourself a cheap sewing machine if you're just going to use it for scrapbooking, and it would probably be fine. So I'm just kind of adjusting these layers so there's not any awkward gaps. There is a little bit of an awkward gap to the left of the number 34, and I will remedy that in a little bit here. So I'm adding a little extra adhesive to that sticker because I played around with it so much that it needed a little bit more. And just adjusting things. I'm going to use a little bit of crochet twine to tie that tag because I can't leave tags without twine. And I'm going to use my tiny attacher to staple that twine down. And I'm going to just quickly, I have those loose threads on the ends from where I stitched, and I'm just using a little bit of washi tape to adhere those to the back of my layout. I know I want that word celebrate to rest on top of my photo like that, just at the top of it. And now I'm just going to see how I can fit these letters in so that they look nice. So I've skipped a little bit ahead. I've just got my letter stickers down, and now I'm going to use some of these stars that come on the sticker sheet to kind of scatter around the layout. And I really like the way that they end up looking. There are a few glitter ones, and then there's some smaller ones, one that has text on it. And some of the smaller ones weren't showing up enough, so I thought maybe I would outline them. And I'm also going to outline some of these circles from my fingerprints. As I was making this, and this is really lame, but I thought, like, in the future, I don't know if you could ever pull my fingerprint from that, but if you could, that'd be cool. And like future people could get my thumbprint or my finger. I guess it was my middle finger. Anyway, I'm weird, I know. So since I sketched those little circles and around the stars, I decided that I was going to write the word big, which it makes him sound even like more like a child, but I wrote hello big 34, and I doodled some arrows as well. And yeah, I'm just adding a few little touches. I'm using my Muji pen, which I got from Amazon, and I will put a link to that in the description. I love that pen. I don't know if it's acid free or not, but it's awesome. It's nice and thin. And now I think I'm just getting some, I'm looking for, I felt like I needed another something to put with that little label that's to the left of the photo, or to the right of the photo. And I found these Heidi Swap glitter stickers, and I just stuck a little arrow in with that. And I found another star. It doesn't exactly match the other ones, but it's not next to them, so you can't really tell in the finished layout. And I outlined it as well. And now I'm just getting some thread and kind of balling it up. This is something I've done in the past but haven't done for a while, and I've been loving watching Missy Whidden's videos on YouTube, and she does it a lot, and so it reminded me of that technique, and I have been doing it lately again, so that's kind of fun to circle back around to techniques that I used to do. And I'm just going to put a little bit in each cluster. So I kind of have the huge title cluster, a little cluster at the bottom right of the photo, and then my left cluster, which kind of has my subtitle and journaling. And I do that often where I'll have 3 kind of focuses on my layout. And I'm just using my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive in a fine line bottle, which I got at Hobby Lobby. And I found it in the like model car section, but you can also find them on Amazon, and it's awesome. I'm just getting a little bit of foam tape to stick under that word 3 because these are chipboard. It needs to stand up a little bit higher. And I am going to add extra adhesive to that word celebrate because I'm worried about it not sticking very well. I think chipboard has a hard time sticking. So I just stuck a little bit of extra adhesive down underneath that nest of thread. And then I added a few staples just to kind of counterbalance the staples that I put at the bottom left with that crochet twine. And then I'm adding a few more little doodled circles. And then to finish up, I am going to add just a little bit of Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine in with my little Distress Ink dots of color. So that's going to finish up the layout. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up so YouTube knows. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I am just overwhelmed with gratitude for all of the support that you guys give me, and I love making these videos. And look for exciting new things coming to my channel soon. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later.